If you are a massive introvert like me, then this video is for you, because you don't like speaking to people you don't know. You don't like speaking to strangers. You probably don't even like parties. You probably think most days, wow, my social battery is so exhausted, I don't want to talk to anyone for 3 days. If that's you, this video is for you. Now, I know exactly how you feel. Now, I've done a lot of personality tests, and on these personality tests, I usually score on the very extreme end of introversion. So I am so introverted that actually, based on the chart, I must be in the 1% of people who are the most introverted in the world. You might be asking yourself, how can you record videos like that? How can you put up videos online? How can you have clients? How can you run an online business if you are so introverted, right? Now, I will get to that in a second. Let me just tell you first, you should do one of these free personality tests as well. It just helps you to get to know yourself even better than before. I think these tests are super duper valuable. I'll also link my own result here in the description box. And then I'm going to share with you the best online business model, in my opinion, for introverted people. Now, the first thing that comes to mind, obviously, is how can I do something where I don't have to talk to anyone, right? So, let me tell you a few reasons why that is not the best approach for you to build a business. Number one, I've spent the last 7 years already working on a successful online business, and I had the same urge in the beginning of just not talking to anybody. In the very beginning, I started selling email marketing related services, and in that time, everything could be sold on just chat. However, every once in a while I jumped on calls with people because I knew I had to improve my English, because when I started, I spoke barely any English at all. Now, obviously, that was extremely uncomfortable. I wasn't really, good at that at all. I sucked. I could not even speak a straight sentence. I had anxiety. I still have anxiety, by the way, sometimes when speaking to people, especially in large groups, and I don't even know why, but then I know that I'm introverted, right? Now, here's my potentially shocking and surprising advice for you. Don't build a business where you don't talk to anyone. I'm not going to say that you have to change who you are, or that you suddenly have to start speaking to, 30 people every single day. That's not the point of this video. But my advice is you have to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And here's the reason why. If you live a life of being just comfortable every single day of your life, then you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. And the reason is very simple. You do the easy things in life, and your life's going to be hard. But if you do hard things in life, your life's going to be easy. But also, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that you have to start cold calling businesses and you have to do all the things that you think are, terrible for you. So that's not my point. My point is that if you keep challenging yourself, you're going to grow, not only as a person, but also growing new skill sets. And that's going to help you in business in multiple facets of your life as well, even your private life as well. Going to make you more sociable, going to make you more outgoing. And I mean, really, take it from someone who doesn't party, doesn't drink, actually hasn't had like a single drop of alcohol since he was 15 years old. So I'm not going to parties. I don't enjoy being around people. I don't like to be invited to events where I have to show up with like 30 or 60 or 90 people. I don't like these kinds of meetings at all. Some of you will be like, screw this guy, this advice doesn't really help me, and I don't want to change. Then don't change. Stay comfortable. Try to not change anything about your life. But then I will tell you, you will not build a business that's going to work, because at the end of the day, you will have to do things that are uncomfortable anyway to build a successful business, no matter what you do. And yes, there are business models where you technically have to not really talk to people a lot, but even the business models where technically you have to call people, have sales meetings, and so on and so on. Even in these business models, there is a way out of doing that yourself. Meaning that you could still hire somebody on a commission basis, so you don't even pay for it up front, to take these sales calls for you, to help you do these calls. Somebody who is extroverted. As an example, usually in a sales role, in a role where you have to make sure you sell a product or sell a service, ideally you should be an extroverted person. However, in the past, especially when I started my own business, right? Like when I was just a one-man marketing agency, so to say, when I started. I actually excelled at sales, even though I'm that introverted. But do I like doing sales? Do I like calling people? I don't. Not even today. Like when somebody calls me on my phone, that's absolutely terrible. Now here's the question you have to ask yourself. You want to build an online business to improve your life, right? Usually people build an online business for 3 reasons. I call these the 3 freedoms. It's location freedom, to live wherever you want to and, work from your laptop. It's time freedom, making sure that you don't have to work 40 hours a week anymore. And the third one is financial freedom. Now, if any of these goals that you have can be found in these 3 freedoms that I just told you about, my question to you is, where do you feel more pain? Do you feel more pain talking to people and approaching people you don't know? Or do you feel more pain staying exactly where you are right now? Not building this business, not making more money, not having more freedoms. Where do you feel more pain? Because if you think long term, for the rest of your life, it's going to be more painful to stay exactly where you are right now, then the answer is very obvious. You should work on becoming more extroverted. Now, if you stumbled upon this video, then most likely you've already done some research and there are some business models where, like I said, you can talk to people a bit less. And that's usually something like dropshipping. I have an amazing video here on dropshipping on this channel. I will link it right after this video, by the way. And it's going to show you why dropshipping is not a good pick for you. Because listen, you will make compromises here. You make a very silly compromise. And the compromise is, I don't want to speak to somebody, I'm so afraid, and for that reason I should pick the model based on my fear instead of picking the best model for myself where I make the most money and gain the most freedom. And the model where you gain the most freedom and make the most money is usually not dropshipping. It doesn't mean that you cannot make money with dropshipping. I'm just saying there are superior business models. And the best way and the fastest way for you to free yourself of a 9-to-5, a job, and make sure that you make enough money, roughly 50 to 100K, that's something you can build in the next few months even. Making that per year is something you can do and work on by getting high-ticket clients, business to business. So for example, you can start helping businesses running advertising for them on social media, like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, and so on and so on. You get what I mean. Now, in the beginning, I was exactly like you. I was like, no way. I'm never going to talk to people in suits in companies. No way. And I'm telling you, even if you still have that opinion and you think you're not going to do that in your life, you don't want to do that, still, like I said, you can hire someone to do the sales part for you. You can still stay at home in front of your PC and then be the guy who does service delivery, for example. Because working in marketing, by the way, is an amazing industry for introverted people because it's very analytical. You can just make sure that you handle the ad campaigns. It's, few clicks on your desktop. So it doesn't really get any better than that. And then talking to your clients is usually something that happens for me once a month. And then they maybe text me on WhatsApp or email, or that's usually how it works. So that doesn't really bother me. And I think it wouldn't bother you either if you really try to build this kind of business model. Now, I have a lot more videos on this YouTube channel about this exact topic, how to build this kind of business model. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And also, if you happen to do the personality test in the comments, then post your result in the comments. I would be very interested to see what type of personality you have, especially are you introverted, maybe you're extroverted, you didn't even know. It's a great test. It's actually the best and most relevant test in the world. Now, that being said, I'm going to link you the video about dropshipping by the end right here, and also some outtakes to show you that, me speaking freely and speaking in front of a camera to people I don't even know, putting this stuff online is still something that's making me uncomfortable. But again, it goes back to what I said in the beginning. You have to make yourself uncomfortable to grow and challenge yourself to build a skill set, build certain traits, build your personality, grow as a person, and make stuff happen for you and become successful. That being said, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Here we go. Now, and I had the same feeling, and I had the same, but also, don't get me wrong, I forgot my script.